Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here bringing you our weekly pick'em episode. Evan, how are we doing today, lad?
Tremendous as usual, Caden. Tremendous as usual.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good myself as well. Another great week of football we were able to witness over this past weekend. Looking over at our picks. NFL was a terrible day for myself. I did go 3-5, losing my best bet as well in the NFL with the Chargers not covering against Jacksonville. Dwyer in the NFL goes 5-3 with the Seahawks as his best bet, just barely hooking in that plus 2.5 to give him that cover.
Sir.
And then in the NFL, me and Dwyer both went 6-3 on our picks. I ended up going 6-4 though because I lost my best bet. Dwyer's best bet was that Georgia -6 against Texas, and that was a very, very easy cover for the Bulldogs. That now brings our season totals up to in college. Dwyer is 52, 55-4 with his best bets at 3-2. I'm 58, 54-4 with my best bets also at 3-2. And then in the NFL, you and me both need to step it up here, Dwyer. You're 43-45, and I'm 42-46.
I took you over this week. Took it over
You
this
did.
week.
You took me over in NFL this week after.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I go 3-5, and you go 5-3.
Good. All right, I gotta take you.
Completely flips it right there for got you that the 1 game lead going into week 13 of the NFL or week 12 of the NFL season, and then week 13 of the college season. Only 2 more weeks of the college regular season. A lot of big games this next couple weeks for teams not only trying to get into a conference championship or try to secure a playoff spot, but also just trying to become bowl eligible, get that 6-win mark, try to be able to compete in a bowl game later this year. So yeah, we got some of our biggest college games. We're going to start off with them as always. As on Saturday morning, we got the Missouri Tigers. They'll be on the road against the Oklahoma Sooners, coming off a big win against Bama, where Oklahoma is a 7.5-point favorite.
Yeah, Caden, like you said, big win for Oklahoma last week, taking down the almighty Crimson Tide. But with that said, I am going to be riding here with Mizzou. Mizzou has, just coming off a big Mississippi State win last week, you look at what Oklahoma's done. It's a big line. It's a very big line. I don't think this Mizzou team's a bad team. And Oklahoma, their offense has been good, but it isn't like it's only put up, I think it was 30 points twice since the beginning of October. It was like once against like a bad Kent State team, and then also against Tennessee, which is a good one. But that was well over a month ago. So I think that Oklahoma should win this game, but the 7.5 scares me, so I'm going Mizzou here.
Yeah, I mean, Missouri, they're interesting because obviously they lost Bo Pribula for the season, so now they're back down to their backup quarterback. But I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name, but that running back from Missouri, you said big win against Mississippi State last week. Bro ran for 300 yards in that game last week for Missouri. So they do have a good rush attack. And Oklahoma's defense has been good, but you have seen in some of these games, they've been susceptible to some of the big plays, can get gashed here or there. But I do think John Mateer's finally starting to look back to that form he was before his hand injury knocked him out for a couple weeks. Where last week against Bama, he looked good. That team, I mean, they should not have won that game. They got outgained by 200 yards. The only reason they won that game was because of the pick 6 and just Ty Simpson regressing back to the Florida State game and not how he's looked in every other game since then. Even still, though, I do like this Oklahoma team. I think at home, they're still fighting for a lot of things. They can very well be a playoff team this season. So I do think they're going to come in with a lot more to prove, and the game's worth more to them than this Missouri team. And I think down in Norman, we're going to see the Sooners come out, cover the 7.5 on Saturday morning. Then our next morning slate, big one in the ACC, as you got Louisville coming off a bad loss last week. They'll be on the road against the SMU Mustangs, who are still alive for the ACC Conference Championship game with only 1 loss. In this game, SMU is a 2.5-point favorite at home.
Caden, I like SMU here at home. Like you said, their chances are still alive for that championship. And Louisville coming off a bad loss there. I think they're going to keep things alive here with a nice home win for SMU.
Yeah, you look at this matchup. Louisville, you said bad loss last week. They weren't looking good. And then this SMU team, 5-1 in conference, 7-3 overall. They've been playing some of their better football over these last couple weeks. They were able to beat Miami a couple weeks ago in overtime, give them that second loss of the season. Like, they've been playing some good football. I think at home against the Louisville team, like you said, bad loss, and they're just kind of struggling, kind of eliminated from playoff and the conference title game. Like, their season's kind of over. They're just here to play now. SMU still with a lot to prove. You're right. I think they come in at home and cover that 2.5. And now we're going to go back to Conference USA, where Dwyer actually got the better of me in that one. Last week, Jacksonville State was able to come in and get that victory. Not only that, but cover the 3 points as well. And in this one, we got the Missouri State Bears. They will be on the road against the Kennesaw State Owls, where Kennesaw State is a 6.5-point favorite. And if you look at the Conference USA standings right now, you have Jacksonville State as the only no-loss team in that conference. But if you look at the one-loss teams, it goes down to Western Kentucky, Kennesaw State, and Missouri State. So you got a big matchup here between Kennesaw and Missouri State, where the loser of this will be eliminated from title contention. The other one, a step closer to competing in that game.
Like you said, this is pretty much a playoff game here. It's do or die now for both of these teams with the one loss. And I like the 6.5 here for Kennesaw State. I think that little hook there at the end helps me pick them. I like the home team here and kind of be a playoff atmosphere. So give me a Kennesaw State.
This one's interesting because, like, Missouri State, they're not eligible for a bowl game because this is their first year at the FBS level. So they're not. Also, actually, I just realized they are not eligible for the conference championship game either. Even more of a reason I think I'll be riding with you now. Kennesaw State minus that 6.5. Bad loss last week. They want to keep their season alive against Jacksonville State. Like, they want to be able to have that rematch in a couple weeks in the conference championship. And I think this will be a big step for them to show that offense can put up points. It was a slow week from last week. Put up points, stay in this game, come in, cover that 6.5 against a team where they are having a great season in their first year at FBS. Now that I mentioned that they can't play in the conference championship, that reminds me of when we were at McCook, James Madison, their first year at the FBS, when they were in the Sun Belt, going like 12-1 in the regular season, or 11-1, because they're just that good all year. But they ended up making a bowl game, I think, because there wasn't enough teams eligible. But we're ineligible for the Sun Belt Conference Championship. But they still went out and proved it. While Missouri State maybe could do that this week, I don't see it. Give me the Owls minus 6.5 with you, Dwyer. Now, in the afternoon slate, we got a big ranked-on-ranked matchup as the USC Trojans are going to be on the road against the Oregon Ducks, with the Ducks as a 9.5-point favorite.
Ducks are at home or on the road?
Ducks are at home.
This is a very big game here, Caden. USC, they won last week, correct?
I believe so, yes.
It's a tough pick here. I think this is a tough one just because 9.5 that's a big line there.
Yeah, they beat Iowa last week at home.
Yeah, that's okay. And that was a close game, really. They came back and won that game because Iowa was up most of the game.
Iowa was up 21-10 at the half, and the final score is 26-21.
Yeah, so I like seeing that fight. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they could win this game. They could win this game, but I think they come in and cover this 9.5 here, backdoor.
The backdoor. Yeah, this is interesting because, like, Oregon's been good this year. They're showing they've been able to put up points. Dante Moore's been a good quarterback. And this USC team, like, they have some good wins under their belt, but they also just, I don't know. In the games, at least you and me have talked about with them this year, Dwyer, except for, I think maybe opening week, really, they have not covered for us. Anytime I pick USC, they don't cover. And it seems like a couple weeks ago, I picked them to cover against Notre Dame. Just barely get hooked, don't cover in that one. And now against this Oregon team, that was obviously, and then last week, USC 7-point favorite does not cover against Oregon. Or not Oregon, Iowa. Now in this one, you do have to go on the road. This is definitely their toughest road game of the season because those other two games I mentioned, actually, the Notre Dame game was on the road. And I do think Notre Dame is better than this Oregon team overall. Like, Jeremiah Love is a better player than I think anyone on this Oregon offense. So I am with you, Dwyer. While I don't think USC is going to come in maybe and get a victory here, I just think 9.5's a little too big of a spread here, and they're going to come in here and cover that on the road.
Love to hear it.
Also in our afternoon slate, we got Arkansas. They'll be going on the road against the Texas Longhorns, where Texas is an 8.5-point favorite.
Texas, man, it's been a rough year. I mean, I don't know what to expect. No. I mean, and they're at home. What did Arkansas do last week?
Good old Arkansas. Arkansas, the worst team in the conference. 0-6 in conference play. 2-8 on the season. Last week, they lost by 1 to LSU. Without Garrett Nussmeier.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's been rough for Texas. It really has been a very bad year. It's going to be interesting what happens, going into next year and stuff, how they're going to rebound. But with that said, I think they'll get the win here at home. I mean, this Arkansas team is just brutal. Not saying Texas is a great team, but they are 7-3. They are 7-3. So you got to go Texas here.
Yeah, I'm going against Texas here on the spread. Well, I do think they should come in and win this game at home. You look at this Arkansas team, while they have not won their conference games, they have kept them close. Lost to LSU by 1, lost by 3 to Mississippi State, 9 to Auburn, 3 to Texas A&M, 3 to Tennessee, 6 to Ole Miss. Like, they've been keeping it close in all these conference games. 8.5 to me just seems like a lot for a team in Texas who really hasn't shown this season they should be that big of a spread against a non-group of 5 FCS level opponent. So yeah, I just think it just seems like a lot for me with this Texas team that I just don't have faith in, and I don't know with them. They're so weird.
Yeah, very.
Now let's move on to our nice slate for college, as the first one's a big one in the ACC as well, as we got the Pitt Panthers coming off a bad, just demolishing against Notre Dame last week. They'll be going on the road against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, where Georgia Tech is a 2.5-point favorite.
Katie, like you said, man, Pitt just got absolutely stomped by Notre Dame last week. I know they were pretty heavy underdogs too. I think they were like probably 10-point dogs or so.
12, I think it was 11.5 on the pod last week.
Okay, so yeah, big dog, but man, it was like from the start, man, they didn't have a chance, and it's not going to be any easier this week. You're going on the road to go face another tough opponent there in Georgia Tech, and I think Georgia Tech gets it done here at home. Give me 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going to be with you on the Georgia Tech. I am taking that minus 2.5. The only thing that scares me is that Georgia Tech's defense has not been great this season. They've been giving up loads and loads of points, like 34 against Boston College last week, 48 against NC State in the game before. Like, they've been giving up points over these last couple of weeks. I'm still going Georgia Tech because I have faith in Haynes King and that offense to be able to slow things down enough, control the pace, control the tempo, be able to come in and play their brand of football and come out victorious covering that 2.5. It's just, yeah, Pitt's scary. They are one of the better offenses in college football, even if it didn't show last week. And both of them have one loss in the conference. So, once again, this is a title eliminator for the ACC. And, yeah, I'll be riding with the home team with you here, Dwyer, with Georgia Tech minus that 2.5. Now, let's get to our night slate for college this week. As our first one, we got the BYU Cougars. They'll be on the road against the Cincinnati Bearcats, where BYU is a 2.5-point favorite.
Caden, this is going to be my best bet of the week for college here. I'm taking BYU over Cincinnati here. BYU 2 weeks ago had a bad loss. And you're like, And I said last week I think they're going to bounce back against TCU, which they did.
They did.
And they proved that it was a fluke game, I think. And I think the Cincinnati team isn't that good. We saw, they played a good game against Arizona last week, but still lost. But this is too close of a line. I know that BYU's on the road here, but BYU, they're just a good football team, man. So give me them all the way. They're my lock of the week.
This was almost my lock of the week. Almost, and I'm not being, because I do have a different one for my lock of the week. I'm with you, though. I love BYU in this matchup. Like, they still have so much to play for this season, where they've had a good year, but you're already bowl eligible. That loss last week hurts your chances a lot of making the conference championship game. So it's kind of, it kind of means like you really just need to win out to have any chance, and like they should be playing like that. BYU has more to lose, though. They're not only playing for a spot in the conference championship game, but for a spot in the college football playoffs. They are one of those teams, top 12 team in the country, and I think even though, like you said, even though it is on the road, they should come in and be able to, I think, slow down this Cincinnati offense, which has shown they can put up some points. And then Bear Bachmeier and company on that offensive side do what they need to do to come in and win that game, cover that 2.5. And then the last game we do have on our college slate this week is the Arizona State Sun Devils. They'll be on the road against the Colorado Buffaloes, where Arizona State is a 7-point favorite.
It's been a little while since we've seen Colorado play. Caden's I think they were off last weekend.
Yep.
Probably good for all fans. They need a little break of Colorado. This ASU team, man, they played similar competition. They've been winning games. They've just been winning the games that Colorado has not been winning, and they've had a winning record. And I'm taking ASU here, man. Like we said earlier, man. It's hard to trust Colorado anywhere here. Nothing really stands out for us, the Colorado. So give me ASU here.
Yeah, I don't really trust either team in this matchup because, I mean, backup quarterback now for Arizona State, obviously, Sam Levitt's out for the season. They barely were able to beat West Virginia last week. Obviously, Colorado lost to West Virginia, but that was Juju Lewis's first career start. I think this bye week's going to be good. And at home, I don't know if particularly the Buffaloes are going to come out win this game. I just feel like a touchdown might be a little too much where you got the backup now in for the Sun Devils, and Juju actually looked good against West Virginia. So I do think he can maybe take a little step forward in this, keep it close enough to cover that 7 points. And then my lock of the week for College Dwyer is going back to Conference USA, as I like Jacksonville State minus 1.5 against FIU this week down at Pitbull Stadium in Florida. You looking at the standings here in Conference USA, Jacksonville State, the only undefeated team in conference play. They're 6-0 and have a plus 40 point differential in these conference games. You look at FIU, 3-3, plus 3 point differential. Like not been great in conference play. Jacksonville State, they're coming in, they're winning all these games. Like big win against Kennesaw State last week. Picked against them there, didn't like that. That wins over UTEP, Middle Tennessee. They're able to come in smack on Delaware. Like they've had a very good conference schedule. And I think when you look at this matchup, FIU, they're 5-5. So yeah, they're playing for a bowl game, but also they get to play Sam Houston next week, who's one of the worst teams in college football. And that, I think, will be more as their bowl game than this week, because I think Jacksonville State's going to lock their spot in the Conference USA Championship game this week, and they will cover the 1.5 on the road against FIU.
I like that. I like that reasoning, kid. I might bet that.
Talking you into it, hell yeah. Now let's move on to our NFL slate, where both of our locks were different than each other last week. And we picked against, and look at you, you were 2-0 on those.
Yes, sir.
But now let's start off with never a doubt. You never doubt in that Seattle game with Donald's 4 picks.
That Jacksonville game
was never a
talking about Seattle.
Yeah, that one was never a doubt.
Jacksonville, I told you, Cade. You gotta trust me.
So yeah, now though on Thursday night for this upcoming week of the NFL slate, you got the Buffalo Bills. They'll be on the road against the Houston Texans, where the Bills are a 6-point favorite.
God, I like the Bills game. I don't know. I know I typically take the home team here, but this Texan team, man, like after Davis Mills 2 weeks ago looked interesting against Jacksonville, they just take that step back again this past week.
Looked terrible last week, and now you get them on a short week.
Yeah, man. Like I hate that. I mean, I would like if it wasn't a Thursday night game, I would say this is my lock of the week, but I'm going Bills.
Yeah, you can't, I don't think, ever lock a Thursday night game, because who the hell knows whatever is going to happen in a Thursday night game. But I am with you. I'm on the Bills -6 as well in this matchup. Davis Mills is not a good quarterback. Texans' offense isn't good. Yeah, their defense is good, but I think James Cook, Josh Allen are going to be able to exploit it some, find ways to put up points, cover that 6 on the road on Thursday. Now, Dwyer, let's get on to our Sunday slate. As in the morning, we got the New England Patriots. They will be on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals, who will be without Jamar Chase as he is suspended for this game, where the Patriots are an 8.5-point favorite.
This is a tough one here, Caden, because I like the Bengals. I like the Bengals a lot. I don't think they're going to win this game. They're going to put up points, man. But that Chase news, and is it 100% he's out? Or, I mean, I know he tried appealing it, but is there any chance he's not going to play this game?
I doubt it.
Yeah. So if that's the case, man, you got to go Patriots. Just solely on that, really, because I mean, this Patriots team is just. We've been talking about all past couple of weeks how good they just are now, and I do think that the Bengals could cover this game, but you lose your best player, man. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know really what Joe Flacco's going to do on Sunday. I mean, without Chase. I mean, obviously T. Higgins is probably going to get 12, 13, 17 targets. But, I mean, I think Gonzalez can do a pretty good job on him, just one-on-one on him throughout the game. Like, yeah, T. Higgins is 6'4". Gonzalez has got some good size to him. He's like 6'1". And then on the offensive side, the Bengals defense is so bad. Trayvon's probably going to have another good game. Drake, I think, will probably through the air as well. If Jamar Chase is playing, the 8.5 is a lot more interesting because I do think Flacco and company would be able to put up points with both Chase and Higgins in that lineup. But without Chase, it becomes, I think, a little too one-dimensional, especially with Flacco there at quarterback. So, yeah, Patriots minus 8.5 in that one. Now, also in our morning slate, we got the Indianapolis Colts. They will be on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs, where the Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite.
Now, this is a game. This is probably the game I'm most excited for this weekend, Caden. I mean, both teams are coming. Well, it was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago. The Chiefs had a bye, correct? So they just played the Broncos. I'm liking the Colts in this game, Caden. I really am. And they're coming off the bye week. They had a pretty grueling win last week or 2 weeks ago against the Falcons, and they had a good week to rest up. It's been a great year for the Colts, and the thing why I like the Colts in this game is really just their offense. With that said, Rashee Rice has really helped. Like this Kansas City offense has looked much better, but like the Colts have been like the best offense in the league this year, and I want to see. I want to see the Chiefs be able to keep putting it up because I don't think their defense isn't what it was 2 years ago, a year ago anymore. The Chiefs, they're older now, so they're going to be able to put up points. This Colts team, Jonathan Taylor's going to be able to run on this team, and I want to see the Chiefs try and match that. So I'm going to be taking the Colts.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dwyer. I think this will be probably a pretty high-scoring affair between these two teams. Jonathan Taylor should have a good game. I think that Chiefs offense with Rashee Rice and such could probably put up some points as well. This Colts offense has been so good, coming off a bye. Chiefs bad loss against Denver last week, walk-off field goal. I don't know. I'm with you. I think the 3.5, especially that hook, helps. Bucker walk-off field goal does not hurt us in this matchup. So yeah, I'm with you. Colts plus 3.5. Next game we got is the Minnesota Vikings. Well, they'll be on the road against the Green Bay Packers, where the Packers are a 6.5-point favorite.
This is a tough game. Yeah, this is probably just because this Packers team. I don't know how many more players can get hurt for this team. Really, literally everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. But you look at the Vikings and you're like, what's up with this team? They're not good, man. Like you were right about McCarthy. He's just I don't know. He just doesn't look. Their offense isn't clicking. They don't look inspired out there. Jefferson doesn't really look like he. I don't want to say cares, but
Jordan Addison, wide receiver 1 now with McCarthy at the helm.
Literally, and with that said, man, it's just this Packers team has been able to show that they've been able to come in and win games. I mean, their record has 5-2-1, 5-2-1, I believe, maybe 6-2-1, something like that. Like they haven't looked great, they haven't looked the best, but I think they look much better than this Vikings team. I don't trust this Vikings team, so I'm taking the Packers here.
Yeah, I don't trust either of these teams because of what the Packers have done throughout the season. But the Vikings, their defense is pretty nice. Just that offense gives me so many question marks of if they're going to be able to move the ball. How many picks is J.J. McCarthy going to throw? That's a lot of stuff in my mind. And this Packers team, while they haven't been maybe as good as they looked at the start of the season, it's still a good team. That offense can still put up some points. Having Christian Watson back has helped. And then their defense, I think they can get to the young rookie quarterback, fluster him some, and then lead to them covering that 6.5 at home. Now, we got another matchup here on the morning side where we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going on the road against the Chicago Bears, where the Bears are a 3-point favorite.
Okay, and this is I want this to be my lock of the week, but it's the Bears, and it's Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not going to have this as my lock of the week, but I am taking the Bears here. This Bears team has been weird, but they've been winning. They're 7-3. It's not a very pretty 7-3, but this Pittsburgh Steelers team has also not looked very great this year, despite their record being above 500. But they lost Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers was playing this game,
he might be.
Is he? Is it? Okay.
It's possible.
It's possible. I mean, this is the opposite hand, so maybe he does. God, if he plays, I don't know why I'm taking the Bears. There's no way. He's a lock of the week anymore. No way. He's the owner of the Bears, man. Still taking the Bears, but not going to be my lock here. Yeah, man, this Steelers team, they are beat up too, like you said, with Rodgers and also Jalen Warren. Ankle. I heard that Tomlin said he's optimistic for him next week, but still, that's not something to just brush off. But yeah, this Bears team, I mean, they haven't been playing the best of football, but they've been getting the job done. And the rushing, they've been doing great. Like their rushing attack was swift, and that other kid has been really nice.
Manan guy.
Okay, yeah, And Loveland's starting to come around. They were trying to use Burden last week, so give me the Bears here. Cover this one.
I'm also with you on the Bears. If Mason Rudolph's at quarterback, I'm loving this. And that line probably, if Mason Rudolph's named at the start of this line, probably jumps to 4.5, 5. But right now with the question mark, even if Rodgers plays, I still think I'm going with the Bears. Just like you said, both these teams have not been great, but they've been finding ways to win games. And it's just like the Steelers' defense is not good. Spend all that money for a not good defense. And I do think that Bears rushing attacks will be able to do some things. You probably have some looks with Caleb Williams going to a Dunze, Burden, DJ Moore, something like that downfield. Because I think the Steelers' defense is going to be what hurts them the most in this game. Even if Mason Rudolph's at quarterback, I think the defense will be a bigger problem than Rudolph. So I am going to be taking the Bears -3 in this one. And if Mason Rudolph plays, I'll be throwing a lot of money on it. Now, we got, moving on to our afternoon slate, we got the Philadelphia Eagles on the road against the Dallas Cowboys, where the Eagles are a 3.5-point favorite.
I know I picked it last week. It did feel like a trap game. They're like, oh, why are the Lions dogs in this game? The Lions are so good.
That game was so weird.
Like, they just kept going for it. That was hard to watch, but it's tough, man. I mean, I just don't think this Cowboys team is that good. I think they have a good offense, but like also they just put up against like the worst defense in the league, which the Eagles are not close to that. They're on the opposite side. They're one of the best defenses in the league. 3.5. It's interesting for the Cowboys look, but I'm gonna be taking the Birds here. They're a good team, man. They're a good team. They fed AJ Brown last week.
Yeah. After weeks and weeks of questions, they finally gave him the ball. But yeah, no. Looking at this, like the Cowboys, like you said, their offense is good. I do think they should be able to put up points here. The defense is still terrible. Like maybe we finally see Saquon get a 2024 Saquon-esque game. That's what I'm trying to say there. Like Jalen Hurts, I think will have a fine game. Devontae, AJ Brown do their things. Goddard seems like always plays good against the Cowboys. So yeah, I'm with you on the Eagles here. It's a little interesting with the 3.5, just with that hook there. But this Cowboys defense is so bad. I think the Eagles are just gonna be able to put up too many points. Now our primetime game for the weekend, we got for Sunday Night Football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road against the LA Rams, where the Rams are a 6.5-point favorite.
Tough one again, Caden. This is interesting. I know I picked against the Rams last week, and I'm going to this week too because I'm taking the Buccaneers coming off a bad loss last week against the Bills.
What was that like end of third quarter to fourth quarter in that game? The Bucs were looking so good.
I know. I think this Bucs team's a very good. I think this is the best Bucs team we have seen in the last couple of years. Really, since the Super Bowl team. Really. I mean, Baker Mayfield having a great year, and they should be getting Bucky Irving back this week. At least he should be. He was practicing last week. There's a good chance he plays. Sean Tucker looked great.
Tucker looked amazing.
He looked good a couple years ago. It was last year. He had like one game where he started. He was like the number one RB of the year or of the week.
When Sean Tucker's pleased with his performance, I am also pleased.
Very. I know you were telling me about him before those games.
You know the Sean Tucker tweets.
Receipts. Yeah. 44, please.
Go look at all of his. Like, if any of you guys haven't yet, go search up his tweets from after his games at Syracuse. They were amazing. After every game, it's like, today I was pleased with my performance. I ran for 187 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we won 44-0.
Beautiful.
Or then you get the sad post where it just ruins your day, where Sean Tucker was not pleased with his performance. That's a bad day. So it's good to see Sean Tucker pleased with his performance. Great day for him. Maybe he wasn't completely pleased, though, because Baker kind of sold him at the end with those interceptions.
Very, very. But I think that this game's I think they have a chance to come back and win this game. I think they're a good team. I think good teams bounce back after bad losses. And I know I picked against the Rams last week, and I was right. But I'm going right back at it here with the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Bucs plus 6.5 here. I think even though it is a primetime game, I think this should be a nice high-scoring affair in a dome in LA. Just a good football game. But you never know with primetime. Even still, if they get Bucky Irving back, that just adds another really good layer to that Buccaneers offense. And the Rams, their offense is amazing. I just think, their defense is good, but I think Baker's going to find ways to exploit them, put up points, keep it close. Maybe come out with the win in this one, but definitely cover that 6.5. And then our Monday night game, we got the Carolina Panthers, who will be going on the road against the San Francisco 49ers, where the Niners are a 7-point favorite.
This Niners team, beat up still, very beat up, but getting healthier. We got Brock Purdy back last week, looked great, and now this offense was humming. Between Jennings is back, Kittle's back, McCaffrey's still healthy somehow. It's crazy. This guy gets 40,000 touches a game, but he's still here kicking it. And this Panthers team, man, it's kind of like they're week to week. They're a very week to week team, honestly.
Extremely week to week.
Yeah, if Bucky's not not Bucky, sorry. If Rico Dowdle isn't on his A game, I really do worry because, but McMillan had a nice breakout last week.
Yes,
they
sir.
look solid, but I just trust the Niners more than the Panthers. I really do, way more.
Yeah, great performance by the Panthers last week against the Falcons. Bryce Young career game. But there's been looking at the Panthers this year. Hey, I will say, you like them going into the year.
I did,
and they are sitting right there at 6-5. I think one more win and you get the overs for the season, if I remember right. But yeah, big win against the Falcons last week. But week before, you lose to the Saints. Week before that, you beat the Packers. Week before that, you lose by 30 to the Bills. This is the definition, Dwyer, of what you said, a week-to-week team. And last week was their good week. So that means this week, the Niners are going to come in on Monday night, have a nice little victory, cover that 7, where McCaffrey has probably another couple thuddies.
Like it. I love it, McCaffrey's going to eat.
McCaffrey's going to eat. And then, you already had, or did you already do your best bet for the NFL, Dwyer?
I did not.
Okay, perfect. So we'll start with you.
So I'm going to be riding back with my team this week with Seattle Seahawks covering, I have it at 13.5 here, points against the Tennessee Titans. Donald didn't look great last week. A lot of picks. No. A little scary. That looked like pre-Niners Sam Darnold there, which he's due for. But I'm thinking he got that out of system. I think he kills bad defenses, and this Tennessee defense is not good. We see what we did.
Big day for Jason incoming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think this is going to be just like what happened in the Commanders game when they played them and just absolutely stomped them. I think the over-under in this game is 40.5. I think they're going to – I would bet the heavy over on that just because they put up numbers and they'll just keep continuing to do that. They might just cover the 40.5 by themselves without Tennessee putting anything up. So give me Seattle all day here.
I'm not against that, though. I'm not against that at all. My best bet, though, is going to be a team you were on last week in the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to be going on the road against the Arizona Cardinals, and where the Jags are a 2.5-point favorite. I like the Jags this week. The Cardinals last week, they very well could have been in that game. But every time in the red zone, they were finding ways to skirt up, not finding points in the red area. Jacoby Brissett, though. NFL completion record, 47 of 52 or 57, 452 yards. I think that's interesting. But, here in this one, Jacksonville, their defense isn't bad. I think they could slow down that Kyler stuff. They showed it against Herbert and company last week. I think now here they can slow down that Cardinals offense some. And then while they're not, and I still don't really like this Jags team and think they're anything crazy, this Cardinals defense is not that good. And I think whether it be a Bishal Tutin or a Travis Etienne, one of those running backs I think is going to have a really good game, kind of control the pace, control that tempo, come in, win, cover that 2.5 on the road.
I'm not as high on that one, kid. I'm not going to lie. I know I loved Jacksonville last week, but kind of like the Panthers, they're very week to week, so they scare me a little bit. But
they're week to week, but not in the same extent as the Panthers, though.
No, they're getting stomped by 40, but I don't know. It's just it's hard to trust Jacksonville.
It's hard to trust Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville last week covering. I didn't think they were going to whoop the Chargers. I wasn't that high on them.
See, it's a little eye-opening, so it's making me think.
Alt spread plus 30. Yeah, give me a plus minus 30 Jacksonville. 30. like 10,000.
Off 10 cents.
Yeah. So it's like, it's your pick, man. Good luck.
Yeah, it's my pick. I just think it's going to be that Jacksonville ground game, which has been really good. Like, that's the one thing that you can actually say has actually been good for them this year. Like, they're kind of like those earlier teams we said to where they just kind of win games even though they're not great, like the Bears or the Steelers. But I do think that ground game is the one thing they actually have going for them. And against this Cardinals thing, I think they'll be able to just slow down the clock, get it some extended drives here, then either Tootin or ETN, one of them is going to have a 100-yard game.
I like it.
Yeah, so yeah, those are our picks for this week. Just run through our best bets real quick. In the NFL, you have the Seahawks minus 13.5 versus the Titans. I have the Jags minus 2.5 at the Colts. And then in college football, I like Jacksonville State to cover 1.5 against FIU. And Dwyer, your college best bet this week was BYU minus 2.5 on the road against Cincinnati. Those are our best bets this week. Let's hope it's another great week in college and a step up in NFL, at least for myself. Dwyer, you had a good week there last week. Anything else before we depart?
I want to try and get both over. Let's both get over 500 in both sports.
Let's just have a great week in both sports. Yeah. Make loads of money, get all our picks right. Just have a good week going into Thanksgiving.
I want to be a shitty week. I want to lose all our games.
Yeah, I also hope we go over this week. 100%. Well, that is all that I have for today's episode. I assume that's all you got as well. So thank you all for watching today's episode of the Untouchaballs podcast. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. If you have not already, just takes a click. It's free. Like this video, comment down below as well. What do you think of our picks this week? What are your guys' locks of the week as well? Turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload of the Untouchaballs podcast. And share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.